welcome to the Go Ham podcast, the only podcast that's run by 3 beta males. As always, I am joined by James, the man who won. Oh, let me finish, and then we'll discuss it. I'm joined by James, the only man I know who wanted to only spend £200 on a guitar, and then went out and spent £440, and then bought a new microphone. And I
bought the microphone first. And then I'm also joined.
And I'm also joined by the top editor, the sexy thumbnail creator, Luke.
Oh, that's for the thumbnail.
And if you look back every week, I say something horrible about James, and I just sing really nice things about Luke.
That's because I got the power to delete the channel and everything with it.
Yeah.
Right, Dobbins. What are you drinking this evening?
Well, I've waited, especially. It's not even open yet. I'm going to open it here.
That's his fifth one, by the way, viewers. That's his fifth one.
It is actually, yeah. It is. I've got the cans lined up there. This is my fifth one. Let's see if we can get it. Let's see if we can get it opening on the thing.
Oh,
yes. Oh, yes. I am drinking, as always, God's gift, God's nectar, God's sweet nectar, Die Jesus' favourite drink, Die Jesus. James, what are you drinking, my friend?
So, I noticed when we did our beer tier list, I know it's technically, we done IPA as well, and some ales, and blah, 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 blah. Right, yeah, shut up, no one cares. Anyhow, we missed a phenomenal drink. It's the best drink ever made. No competition. It is the best drink. Tiny Rebel, Club Tropica. My camera's frozen. But this is my third one.
One of the few IPAs I'm a fan of.
Yeah, I'm a fan of her. I love Tiny Rebel stuff.
No, I don't know if you'll hear this, but
no.
Soft one.
Yeah. It's because I've got the SMR pop filter now. It's like
all up is SMR.
SMR. And what are you drinking, Nick?
Well, I am drinking one of my favorite Spanish beers, Birra Moretti.
Italian.
Same difference.
We had this argument in the beer tier list.
My life would change once I knew the truth.
Yeah. There's a moment where you see your face go. You're doubting me, going, usual.
So
we got a couple of things planned for this podcast.
It's a shite one, I'm not gonna lie.
It's not a shite one, I think
it's your best performing one.
Be a bit of fun.
This is gonna be the best one. All right. So we've got some ghost stories from Reddit up first. I know we talked about doing this when last time we done some ghost stories. So James, I don't know if you want to take the reins on this one, because you've actually got a couple that you found that you like.
I've got one.
Well, we'll all have one.
Right.
I want you to do the voices of characters.
Oh, we got characters. Okay.
If there is characters, I want you to do voices. I really want to feel immersed in this story. Once upon a time.
When I first moved out to my parents' house, I lived in an old but recently renovated annex building on a farm. How shit does that sound?
That sounds awful. That sounds worse than my mic.
Oh no, my cans! They fell everywhere.
That was a flashback to our first or second episode.
So, no, it's time for real dudes now. We're gonna have for real. Alright, will you shut up? I'm trying to read. It's spooky time.
Oh no! My cans!
Moisten the gills.
Sorry. Silence in the room. The gills?
When I first moved out of my parents' shut up!
James to serve.
Right. I swear we're gonna go down the host. We are.
Okay. Go on. I'm ready.
So, when I first moved out of my parents' house, I lived in an old but recently renovated annex building on a farm. I was the first person to live in this building. It was really old and looked like it could have been an old pig shed, maybe. The farm was also really old, and this is shit. See? And they were remnants of an old priority. An old prairie about 50 meters from the farmhouse annex bracket, which also had an old, it's all old, excavated graveyard dash. One of the skeletons in our local town museum, as it's the tallest man to ever live in my local area. Bracket. Weird stuff.
I'm sorry, stop there. I'm confused. I'm so confused. So so he lives in an ex-pig farm, and where have they found these bones of the world's tallest man?
So not worlds. Right, if you actually fucking listen to what I'm saying, right? So there's a prairie about 50 meters away from the farmhouse and annex, which was also an old excavated graveyard. Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Well, yeah, but why have they found this? Like, how?
It's a graveyard.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
I think I have to start from the top because I'm confused now as well.
Don't start from the top.
You can start from the top. Viewers, rewind. Weird stuff happened pretty much for. Excuse me. I thought I was reading the wrong bit. No, because you distracted me, right? Weird stuff happened pretty much from the day I moved in. Orbs in photos, unexplained thumps and bangs, all the usual ghost stuff. The annex was really small, tiny shower room / toilet, then a tiny kitchen, then a living room, and then a bedroom. Each room had its own door. One day I was in the shower, and when I got out, I went through to the kitchen. All the cupboards were open. Yeah. Are you crying?
I thought that was the ending. All the cupboards were open.
All the cupboards were open. Twice I'd opened the kitchen cupboard and had a glass and a mug flew out. As in literally fly out and hit the wall behind me. If I ever fell asleep on the sofa, the living room, I'd be woken up by a man's voice angrily shouting hello at me. My TV would turn on in the night. My phone would randomly start playing music for no reason. I had my best friend stay over one day, and after he had been out drinking, we were both hungover, and she went to bed in my bedroom. Oh, you player. While I was knocked out on the sofa. She shouted at me, for fuck's sake, stop walking around, why can't you sit down? And I was sitting down. I couldn't hear the footsteps, but she definitely could. I would also lose things in my bedroom all the time. Jewelry, makeup, etc. This is a woman? A new...
What?
a new lady started at my workplace. And I did... what? A little did I know she's a bit psychic. Okay? I had never spoken to her about where I live or that weird stuff happens in my house all the time. One day, totally out of the blue, she told me there's a woman who likes to come to my house and play, and she really likes the teddy on my bedside table. Honest to God, there is no way she could have known this. She went on to say that the woman is from a long time ago and has learning difficulties, and the monks used to look after her. At this point, my mind was totally and utterly blown. She told me to buy her a teddy and put it next to my one only bedside table. I was skeptical, but willing to give anything a go, because I hated living there so much. I was scared and freaked out so often, so I did, and everything stopped. Now, I think they were being robbed, and then they thought, oh, they're having a child. I can't.
Sorry, is that the story?
That is the story. That is the mate. I spent ages on Reddit. Like, this was genuinely. I Reddit's a cesspool of like. This is either full of shit, or it's always like, this didn't happen to me, but this happened to a close friend of mine.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I spent the majority of that story just pissing myself.
You're welcome. That's how scary it was. It was so scary. It was twice.
It was the fact that they said, "Oh, my ghost has got learning difficulties."
It was a very.
You don't think of like. You don't think of like ghosts being fucking.
What do you expect? Ooh, I'm disabled. Like, what the fuck?
Do you know what? There's a good point.
Like that,
how many times have you heard of a ghost story and they go, instead of I heard footsteps, I heard a wheelchair.
Ghost had crones. No.
You just never hear that. Why isn't that's a good point? That's a good point about
Do you reckon the
ghosts.
ghosts
Why
are,
have we never had a
challenges
disabled
for each
ghost?
disabled ghost? Or like,
Yeah, when have you heard a story about a disabled ghost?
just now. Did you
There's
not
not enough.
the one I read out?
The learning difficulties is slightly different to people. I'm on about like people who are actually physically disabled.
Well, hey. Do you see women?
No. You never hear why are ghosts always like Victorian and they can walk. There's never you hear about a ghost that's trapped
Well,
in
Well, it's
Boston
because most
Stairs.
buildings don't have disabled access, so the ghost is like, fuck, and just moves on to something else.
Hold on. Hold on. Hang on. Right, Sleeve Foreskin coming out. Right. Have you watched The Haunting of Hill House?
Yes.
Ghost in a wheelchair in that show. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's not
That's
real.
a physical disability.
Yes, no, I'm not. What I'm saying, I'm not saying the physical disability is not real, James. For Christ's sake, what I'm saying is, how many ghost stories do you hear about some form of physically or mentally disabled ghost? You don't, do you? They're usually just Victorian people.
Well, I think paranormal, definitely, the ghosts know then they're disabled in some way. Like, they're weird. Like, 1 minute they're holding children up to the ceiling, next thing you know, they're dragging women downstairs. It's all happening.
Either way, I mean, I enjoyed the story, as you could probably see.
I think you enjoyed it a bit too much.
I
I think you
enjoyed it.
fixated on one part too much. Look,
I enjoyed it. I think it was more the way you told it, James, as well.
thank you. I have a natural storyteller's composition, you know? I
think so. I think so.
Do you think that person was just being robbed? Like that, so their new co-worker was actually breaking into their house the whole time?
I think the person's a fucking idiot. That's what I think.
I moved into a pigsty.
It was the fact
an
that
excavated cemetery.
Right. First of all, those two things are so bizarre to be moving into. It was an ex-pigsty / that's bullshit to me. That is bullshit. No one's ever bought it.
I would believe that. If it was in New York, that's easily $2,000, like $2,000 a month.
New York's a fucking city. Why is there a fucking
Pigsty in Central Park.
Hey, that guy is a fucking pigsty over there. You know what I'm saying?
Have you not seen the apartments in New York? Have you not seen them?
I'm not saying. I'm on about the fact that when you said that story, I thought about like a countryside type of place. I didn't think about somewhere in New York fucking city.
It did say it was an old farm.
Yeah, exactly. You don't think New York fucking city? Do you know what I mean? You don't fucking think.
I don't understand why they would convert. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a touch full of shit.
It's bullshit. And
I do think they moved into an annex that used to be like maybe like on top of a pig farm bit. You know, maybe had like some remnants of like materials. Like no one's
converted a pig barn into a house.
No, they knocked it down. They would have knocked it down, surely. Anyway, though, I believe they moved to somewhere on a farm. I do believe that there was an excavated graveyard. I just do not believe that a ghost was like, Brev, buy me a teddy or you getting haunted now.
What about the what about the psychic? What the fuck was that about?
How do you know what?
Your first thought is to go to a psychic as well.
No. A new coworker who was also a bit psychic.
A bit psychic, I see.
Yeah, you mean fucking mental.
Yeah.
That's what you mean.
Not psychic.
So when he said there was a disabled ghost, I think he had a disabled perpetrator breaking into his pigsty.
Well, he didn't know what to be. He said he was learning. Why does it matter if a ghost has learned? What the fuck is a ghost learning?
Maybe they're learning difficulties.
He's being haunted by his times tables. That's why it's
But he's still on his abacus, like.
It turns out I'm just not a nice person.
Well, seeing how phenomenal my story was, Dobbins, do you agree?
Do you want to do
next?
I mean, mine is really short.
Right,
Mine
we'll
is
save,
quite
we'll
shit
save
as
the
well.
best for last.
Listen,
Mine
I've
is
got
really
a couple
short.
of stories, so
Oh! All right, Luke, do intermission. Do a story.
You
Then we'll go-
right? First of all, the one you just read is the one I put in.
Is it actually?
Yes, you didn't even read the one. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, it's what I put in. You thief!
Right. So it starts off saying, "Oh, this is going to be a long one." It's not a long one. Don't worry about it.
It's longer than my one.
Okay. So I've never publicly shared this. Just told a few friends about it over the years. But this one, that my boyfriend and I don't really talk about much because it's absolutely unbelievable, even for us still. So here it goes, I guess. To anyone that reads this and doesn't believe it, please don't feel the need to tell me. We are going to tell you.
I don't believe it. Thank you. Good night.
I lived it and still have a hard time believing that it ever happened. I went to a concert with some friends one night, and I believe it was early, sometime around January 2016. We all had a really good time. Nothing out of the ordinary. Once we came back, one of the people we'd gone with started passing out. Crystals and stones and stuff to look at. Sorry, he didn't pass out. He was passing out crystals and stones and stuff to look
Oh,
at.
right.
meth.
This dude, meth.
There's already drugs in the equation.
This dude brought out this amethyst crystal that was like over 300 years old. It was like over 300 years old.
How do you
And
know?
it was passed down in his family for generations. Really awesome stuff. I don't know what the hell happened next, but one of the girls grabbed the amethyst crystal to look at it. But as soon as it met her fingers, her entire facial expressions changed. Her eyes were like black, super dilated, wild.
She
I won't
knew it
even
was
that
a
because it's-
dildo.
Yeah. She started sneering at all of us and talking like backwards.
Yeah.
Two people had to leave because they couldn't stop throwing up.
So they smoke meth. Someone got a hold of crystal and then people
Yeah.
dilated.
I'm starting to think there's a bit more to these
up.
crystals than they realise.
Is this Jesse Pinkman's story?
Oh, anyway, almost instantaneously after her demeanor changed, she stood up and started saying weird stuff. We almost thought it was a possession case, but she seemed very aware the entire time. She started talking about how someone in the group was cheating on her with another girl who was there in the room with us. ... The whole thing got super awkward and honestly terrifying. Things were moving around the house, doors were slamming by themselves. She seemed to be the person who was making it happen, but it seemed paranormal. I think it was eventually moved to another room and to talk about some stuff. As we were all trying to figure out what to do, one of our friends, the one I'd mentioned earlier, fucking hell, what the fuck? I've just lost myself. Sorry, the one I'd mentioned earlier, who was apparently cheating on her. What the fuck? Where am I? Why am I figure out what to do? One of our friends, the one I mentioned, she said that they thought the girl was crazy. And just as he said this, a huge chunk of ice fell from the top of our roof, directly onto the top of this windshield, shattering it. Once things died down for the night, we were all about to sleep. And come to find out we were supposed to share a room with this girl. Nope, we sat awake upstairs on the set. I'm going to stop reading this because this is shit. I had
to read mine.
Okay. Once things died down for the night, we were all about to try to sleep. Come to find out we were supposed to share a room with this girl. Nope. We sat awake upstairs on the second floor. She was on the first floor. There's a ton of weird noises from her downstairs. Metal scraping, fingers tapping on the table, hysterical crying, and then immediate laughing.
That's a come down, that is.
And then something completely different. We thought everything was over. Maybe she'd fallen asleep. My boyfriend pulls up his Facebook account, 2016, to check to see if any of our friends had posted anything about the crazy night. The first post on his newsfeed was a post from her from 5 minutes earlier. It read, "Congratulations, you've awoken the dragon."
Oh,
While reading these words...
No, it doesn't actually say that. You said that in the chat. I'm looking that up.
I didn't say that.
There's no way you've awoken the dragon.
While reading...
No, we awoken the dragon. Oh, no.
We literally hear what sounds like a fucking big ass reptile, like a croc or something, walking up the stairs, like the heavy, padded, rough footsteps stepping up step by step, slowly up the stairs. I cannot explain to this day, and I have chills writing this. The girl plays some damn Jedi mind tricks on us, I swear. The thing that creeped us even more out is about the dragon thing. That we were literally carried around a little stuffed lizard toy that she named Jerry Garcia.
Fuck off.
I knew when do you know what, when I read this, I knew I was like, the boys are gonna love this. But reading this out loud is like, this is the most stupidest thing I've ever read in my life.
Do you know what it is? I know what it is. I know what it is.
Well, let me carry on.
He
It's not
becomes
finished
the
yet.
ghost with learning disabilities in my story.
We muddled up the carriage to peer over the side of the staircase. As the thing was, we were just about to hit the top 2 steps, and there was nothing, absolutely nothing. We felt completely insane. We stayed in that spot and did not move for the rest of the night. Eventually, the downstairs noise ended as well, and everything was silent. We crept downstairs after we felt they were safe to do so. Whether it was a paranormal experience, some black voodoo magic, or just dealing with someone completely off their tits. It says rock, but I'm going to say tits. We didn't know. All we knew is what we were terrified and did not feel safe that night. When we finally got back downstairs and looked at everything, it was weird. The girl was gone. All the cabinets were open. All of the doors, including the basement and the outside front door, were open. Which could have been a terrible because we had 3 indoor cats at the time.
They had a what?
3 indoor cats.
Oh, right.
Shit, close the door. These are indoor cats.
We have 3 indoor cats in this house. We can't leave them out.
This damn dragon is trying to ruin my 3 indoor cats.
Why have we got dragons opening doors in this house? I say we build a wall.
We also found a bunch of weird memorabilia and relics in the basement a while after this happened. I left some bits and pieces out. Yes, probably key information that you've probably left out, love. Because I'd literally been writing this for hours. You've been writing this for hours.
Yeah.
You've been writing this for hours. I told the entire story from beginning to end. They're just the main highlights and things I can remember super vividly. This just happened a few days ago. So this is an old post. The event was over the course of an entire night and not just a few hours. There was so much that happened. It was also about 6 years ago now. What? I'm going to stop reading it because this bitch is fucking mental.
No. Finish it. Hang on. I got you.
No, so the entire time
I've literally been writing this for hours. If I told you this entire story from the beginning to the end, there's just... What?
It took over just the main...
Yeah, no. There's shit that I need to be honest with you boys. I say we can skip this one, you know what I mean?
Basically, I read that and I laughed. So I thought it would be funny to read that out.
I mean, at least mine had learning difficulties.
I mean, yours is, I feel like what's happened to you. So my post story analysis is that this girl was on crystal meth.
I called it from the start.
Yeah. That wasn't amethyst.
That was a pipe. Is what it is, and she instantly, as soon
fucking crack pipe.
The only thing I believe in that whole story when she said that they felt insane, I was like, yeah, you are sounding pretty insane.
Did, yeah.
You awoken the dragon.
The dragons. Out of all the things to say.
You awoken the dragon.
I said, like, it has awoken or some bollocks. You have awoken the dragon.
First of all, that's instantly American to me.
Yeah.
And it's only in an American accent someone will say, you have awakened the dragon.
No
one's ever gone, you've awoken the dragon. First of all, it's you have awoken the dragon, not you've awakened the dragon. You've awakened the dragon!
Oh, the movie!
Or is the you silly Billy, you've awoken the dragon!
Oh,
yeah,
it's an American accent, isn't it?
It wasn't
that
scary.
Was dog shit.
That was awful.
Right.
It was.
So, what were we thinking? Full of shit?
Absolutely.
Full of shit.
I think they're telling the truth. No, I think they're telling the truth because they were all fucking smoking meth and they all had the same trip.
Could be a collective
It's a weird trip. Yeah.
A group effort, if you will.
A group effort, yeah.
So, that was my terrible story. It was fucking shit. But I thought it was funny.
It was funny. From like, I don't know. If you're not taking it seriously, people will read that and think, "Oh, you've awoken the dragon? Oh no! Oh,
you've awoken the dragon." Anyway, so Luke, it's your turn. Have you got? Is it sexy? I would like a sexy.
Some of them could be sexy. One of them is hilarious, and this is why I decided to pick it. But I'll leave that one to last.
Okay.
Right,
Serious
so,
one.
This is the longest one. Right? We'll get the big one out the way. I know it sounds like something straight out of a movie, but it's 100% what happened to me.
It's the first one.
About 24 years ago, right? So really digging deep to remember this. When I was still relatively newly married, my then husband and I moved into a townhouse-style apartment. The 2 floors of our apartment.
Stop. Is this a woman writing this?
Yes.
I imagine so.
Are you assuming so? It could be a gay couple.
I'm just reading what it says. I didn't even get to that part. Yeah.
We assume. Yeah,
Actually, more context is given later.
Okay, lovely.
I've lost where I was.
Continue.
When I was still relatively newly married, my then husband and I moved into a townhouse-style apartment. The 2 floors of our apartment were on the 2nd and 3rd floors of the building, and the management office and my mailbox area was almost directly below us on the ground. Brackets, important for later. The woman who managed the building was older, didn't care for the property well, and usually spent most days chain-smoking Camel non-filters in her office, and being a hateful old racist.
Raw, Camel ciggies. Camel ciggies. I haven't seen anyone. The one good thing about when I used to smoke, the tip is, if you buy Camels and then someone asks, do you have a ciggy? And then they see you have Camels, they go, no, I'm right, thanks.
Well, then you have to smoke Camels.
Yeah, that's the only problem. You have to smoke Camels, but then when they see you as Camels, that's the one annoying thing when they got rid of all like the printing on cigarettes is where you couldn't have that Camel thing and people go, no, I'm right. Continue.
She says, imagine renting a place from Juno the social worker from Beetlejuice, but less helpful. She really resented what we had. She really resented what we had the townhouse, claiming we
None
lied.
of us can read.
She really resented what we had the townhouse.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of it is the way people have typed these stories.
I think that person was trying to say she really resented we had the townhouse, so I'm going to say that.
Okay.
She really resented we had the townhouse, claiming we lied about being pregnant when we moved it. Because she didn't want... How would you move a townhouse?
Moved into it, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're trying to say.
Because she didn't want to rent that unit to people with kids. She also made a few disparaging remarks about my husband due to his race. She was a real peach, truly. So after a kid was born, I was a stay-at-home mother, just busy keeping the house clean and the baby occupied without a car, all local mom friends. After lunch, the kiddo needed a bath. I hate the way she says kid. Anyone who's had a 9-month-old baby food knows the mess that can happen.
It's typed out. She's not saying it.
Yeah, no. Just me saying kiddo.
I mean, no, carry on.
So I went upstairs and ran the tub. Soon I had the baby sitting happily splashing one of those suction cup bath seats. Important to note, it's the middle of winter and we had no heat. Put that in caps just to make it clear. No heat.
No, Latino heat. No. It's Eddie Guerrero. I can say Latino heat. It's Eddie Guerrero.
Your accents sometimes.
So yeah, it's the middle of winter, no heat, an issue I'd been fighting Juno the landlord about for a while, among other maintenance issues, like my arcing ceiling fan or the garbage disposal that was held on with duct tape and leaked. We basically had to keep... This is irrelevant. I had taken one of the space heaters the bathroom to keep the bathroom warm enough for the bath time, and had it sitting out of reach, brackets and splashing distance, on top of the bathroom counter. I was standing in the bathtub getting ready to lift the baby out when all of a sudden the space heater started to rock back and forth when it had not been rocking before. I had this horrible feeling of dread as I looked out.
No, you know what? Crying, laughing is brilliant. It's just like watching a mime.
Sorry, I do it like that. So you went, damn, that heat is rocking out. Sorry, yeah, he was rocking out.
So it was started to rock back and forth when it had not been rocking before. I had this horrible feeling of dread as I looked at the heater, and I just reacted because I knew I couldn't get both of us out of the tub in time. feel like you could. Just grab the baby and fucking run.
She was in the tub.
Yeah.
She was in the tub.
She said she was standing in the bathtub. You tell me you can't bend down, pick up the baby and run. Yeah.
Sorry, so say no. Your baby's here.
Yeah. She's standing in the tub.
And she's stand. Well, you'd be like the same height, wouldn't you? You'd be like this. So you're watching the baby like this. Nah, that's awkward.
That's an extreme
Yeah, but you're already halfway there. All you got to do is pick it up and then move.
This is a sink, that is, mate.
You can't.
Maybe she's extremely short. Maybe they're extremely short.
Let's use my weird pillow as an example. This is the baby, okay? So if you're,
I just read the next line. It explains everything about her as a mother.
If you're standing, you wash the baby like this.
Yeah.
You just do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
But she did worse than that. She did worse than that. Ready? I reached down to grab the baby seat, ended up pulling it up off the tub and dropping the baby over the side of the tub to the bathroom. Over the side of the tub to the bathroom floor, just as the heater got to the end of the cord. It thumped into the shower door, bounced off the edge of the tub, and landed on its side on the floor a couple of inches away, where it had shut off. Brackets, it had auto shut off in case it got tipped over.
They got those little things at the bottom. Fucking you're laughing. Ignore me. Carry on, my guy.
I like how she didn't even say if the baby was alright. She said she just dropped the baby on the bathroom floor. When I looked over to the corner of the bathroom, the part of the room seemed to just get darker, like it was filling up with shadows. There was no smoke, no change in lighting, no windows, brackets, so no sun going behind it, cloud, etc. It was just
might be
darker.
Guilt from dropping a child on fucking tile floors.
I also started to smell cigarette smoke, Camel non-filters, which I knew the smell of, well, from being in Juno's office all the time to get things fixed. The smell was so thick that it made me cough and my chest ached. I couldn't see any smoke haze. And I felt this overwhelming sensation of hatred and malice, like someone was standing there giving me a death glare. Probably your husband, because you dropped the baby.
Probably the child's like, why the fuck did you drop me?
I grabbed the baby and a towel and ran downstairs. I was so freaked out. I couldn't bring myself to go back up there. So I used some diapers from the diaper. Yeah, literally. So I used some diapers from the diaper bag and kept the baby wrapped in the towel and cuddled up to stay warm. I stayed down there the entire rest of the day until my husband got home. Every so often, I'd look up the stairs to the bathroom, but I didn't want to take the baby up there, as I was afraid to leave him alone downstairs. When he asked me why the baby wasn't dressed, I told him about the heater and the smoke in the bathroom, and he went up to check, figuring it was yet another maintenance issue. There was no electrical issues, no damage to the outlet, no smoke.
Why was that his first question? Why goddamn is that baby not dressed?
Why that baby naked in my front door?
Get that naked baby some clothes.
Amen, brother.
And no cigarette smell. He put the heater back on the counter and turned it on, watched it for a few minutes, and it didn't rock. So it didn't rock itself off the counter earlier. He laughed her off, but later that day, we heard Juno's adult son downstairs near the mailboxes yelling his head off at people. And that's when we found out she had had a massive heart attack in her office earlier that day, and he had found her dead in her chair with a Camel non-filtered still in her hand.
So she smelt the stench of death and felt guilty for dropping a child.
Sorry,
that's the story.
Is that the story?
It is.
That's not paranormal at all. So the lady died. Well,
I think the paranormal thing is this space heater. Space heater? Whatever.
The rocking heater, man!
I'll tell you what was paranormal about that is the fact that she dropped a child and child services were involved. That's what's
I need to read that again.
I mean, that's not bad. It's more the fucking. Basically, this whole story was my heater rocked. Yeah, well, that could have been anything. It could have been a gust of wind coming to the fucking
heater. Now its wheels is jammed. Now it's rocking back and forth and to and fro like. Now you explain this to me.
My reader rock.
Or at least aliens.
Yeah, she spent more time talking about the heater than the fact that this person had died.
Aliens.
Yeah, that was.
Got me those damn aliens rocking my fucking heater.
Luke, rumor has it you have another one.
I do have another one. These are much shorter.
Is this one good?
The last one is very good. Well, I think.
No,
at least
by the way,
Oh.
I can't stress enough how none of these have been good.
No. I think this is what happens when you use Reddit as your source.
Well, what we could do, maybe next time, guys. You may not see this ever.
Yeah.
You may see it. We might do maybe ghost videos, ghost caught on tape, and we can see if we can disprove it.
Yeah, we'll whatever.
Like, that's bullshit.
I think the viewers just need to make more of an effort and comment below. It's their fault.
Yeah, what
No, because the last comment below was an American not relevant to the beer drinking.
We'll come
I've
to that
already,
later.
I've already mentioned it once by calling us all beta males.
That's what it was from.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. Okay.
Fuck that
So
guy.
first of all, we have now. First of all, before we go into the next story, we've all come to the conclusion that Reddit's only good for pornography.
Yes.
It's not.
Whoa.
And tech
It's also
support.
good for PC upgrade. 101, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Literally, right? My TV screen doesn't look as good as it could. Reddit. Right? My computer fans aren't changing
Reddit.
color, one spinning fast. Reddit.
I love
Reddit.
Reddit.
Ghosts who have learning disabilities. Reddit.
Reddit. Right.
Right then, are we ready?
Awakening
Story number
Dragons.
2.
Story number 2.
I grew up in a seriously haunted house, so it takes a lot for something paranormal to really scare me. I've seen things,
Good
heard
stuff.
things,
Strong stuff.
you name it. Startle me? Sure. Scare me? Nah. Not as fuck. We got the right guy here. Here's the only time I've ever been actually scared. I lived in an apartment complex about 11 years ago, and other than some terrifyingly large wolf spiders, never heard or saw anything paranormal. Spiders aren't paranormal.
But he said he lived in a haunted house. I live in a haunted house.
Yeah.
The only paranormal thing.
But never heard or saw anything
Spiders.
paranormal. The story's falling apart
Yeah.
already.
I mean,
They have 8 legs.
I don't know. If it's a daddy long legs, that's a kinky spider. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think that's paranormal. I think that's on the register.
Unless he's saying
Please continue.
this is a different apartment from the house that he used to grow up in that was seriously haunted.
Oh, I see.
Maybe that's-
Maybe.
Oh.
I'll give him a bit of credit for that.
Come
Otherwise,
on,
the
give me
story
the
fell
benefit of
flat
the
quite
doubt. We just
quickly.
Yeah, as I say, we just heard a woman complain that she was haunted because her fucking heater rocked.
Yeah.
So,
And learning difficulties.
Right,
and ghosts.
so never heard or saw anything paranormal. Then the old dude who lived across from me had a party one weekend and his brother died. Alcohol poisoning. His body laid there for over 12 hours because everyone thought he was sleeping it off. After he passed... Dobbins is gone again.
it's fucking stop. I'm trying to listen to the story. And she's like, yeah.
I'll drink to that,
Right?
brother. Yes,
He's gone out of his
brother.
way to find this fucking story. And
Mate, he read the first story on the Reddit. I have seen the first one he read. I'm sure this is probably the third.
No, still
Right.
the second.
Right. We're only doing 2. We don't do a.
No, he said the best is last. We have to stick to the formula.
Okay. Let's stick to it.
Right, his body lay there for over 12 hours. Or hours, he's put, because everyone thought he was sleeping it off. After he passed, I would occasionally hear some odd sounds, but nothing major. Then one night, I was laying in the bed with my toddler, waiting for it to go to sleep, and something blocked the light that had been shining into the room from the bathroom. I whipped my head up off the pillow and looked towards the door, and there was a black mass that was loosely in the shape of a person in the doorway. My whole body
Willow
started
Smith.
tingling, and I squeezed my eyes shut for a moment because I was terrified and unsure if it was a real person who had broken in or something paranormal. These are the worst parents I have ever come across in my life. You're with your toddler, you think somebody's broken into your house, and your first reaction is to shut your eyes.
Terrible parents.
The other one
Why are
dropped
they
their
all
child.
terrible parents?
The other one dropped their child on hard tile.
He's just
I
doing
was
the
like, I'm
toys
going
to
to
it. He's
address
like,
you.
if I
And
can't
that's
see
what
him, he
you
can't
said.
see me. Like, it's fine.
The other one dropped their fucking kid because the heater was rocking out, man.
Down. And she got a metal and dropped the chest.
Oh, the devil's
Oh,
juicy
good heavens.
Hammer's cigarettes.
God forbid she sees a washing machine going into his final spin mode.
Well, I literally, my neighbour, halfway through this, so you can probably clip back to it in one of the shorts. My neighbours are washing again for like the 6th time today, and you can hear me go. Because
You said hear me. You said hear me. No audio comes through.
I don't know, you can see me go like that. Because I can just feel like going Sorry, continue, please. I'm interested.
Right.
Yeah,
So yeah, there was a black mass.
I'm going to interested mode.
Okay, there was a black mass that was loosening the ship of a person in the doorway. My whole body
Black
started
mass.
tingling, and I squeezed my eyes shut for a moment because I was terrified and unsure if it was a real person who had broken in or something paranormal. I popped my eyes back open, and it was gone. So I hopped up out of bed and grabbed my shotgun and a couple of shells and took off after
This is
it.
the most American thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'll get my rootin' tootin' shootin' tube up.
I don't think it was a ghost.
How that was your first reaction anyway, I don't know.
There was a black mass. I got goose skin. I grabbed the shotgun.
I had the chicken skin all up my arm. I knew my spidey sense was telling me 2 barrel, 2 shot, 1 target. America.
2 barrel, 1 ghost. Someone's fucking dying tonight, and it ain't me.
I'm the one with the 2 shot.
Sorry, Luke. We are full on shit
fine,
on
it's
this
fine.
story, and I do apologise.
I think it deserves it, to be honest.
Please, I'm going to go back. I'm going
back
back
to
into
interest
listening
mode.
mode.
Yeah. Right. The only door-
I'll do this.
Yeah. The only door into the apartment still had both locks locked, and the chain was still in place. Windows were closed and locked. I checked under every bed and inside all the closets and didn't find anything. I heard noises again after that, but never saw anything again. I moved a couple of months later when my lease was up. The end.
Oh, so I'm full of shit.
Is that it?
My friends. Yeah.
Is that it?
I picked
Is
this
that
one
it?
because the top comment was, "My goodness, my skin is contracting reading your description." So I was like, "Oh, this must be good."
Damn, that story's so good. My foreskin peeled back myself.
Oh shit, my foreskin's gone so long.
But yeah, that was a shit story. Again, you're a terrible father, whoever you are.
There seems to be.
No, it's a woman, wasn't it?
Something-
on here.
Was there? I thought it was a...
I mean, nothing would beat you with Awaken the Dragon, but that was
No, learning disabilities and ghosts is serious matter.
Actually, it
They're
doesn't,
so
it
far,
doesn't
all we've
specify.
learned
It
is
doesn't matter with
don't-
father.
if you want to do like a ghost story type of thing around a campfire, like for Halloween, don't use Reddit stories.
No.
Don't use Reddit stories. We've got one more. Let's listen to it.
We got
Let's
one
listen to it, man.
Best for last, Luke.
Oh,
This one is called.
right, this is a very
The
short
ghost.
one. It just made me laugh the way it ends. So
My
Swing
Bible's
the
haunted
roommates.
me.
yeah, not sure if it was a ghost or something like that, but back in 2015, when I was younger, I was at my cousin's place. We were hanging out in her grandpa's backyard. As we are messing around, we hear screaming and banging coming from the living room window out of the house.
Aye.
We look up and see a woman crying hysterically and hitting the windows. We shout and ask her if she's okay, but she tells us to leave her alone and shuts the window completely. Her grandpa and grandma weren't home at that time. The strangest thing was, when we went into the house, the woman was gone, and we just brushed it off. The end.
So she was an intruder.
Is that it?
Hold on.
Sorry, is that it?
So she broke into a house, was like, leave me alone, slammed the windows, like, shit, I gotta get out of here. Out the back door, gone.
It's the way it ends. You see a woman crying hysterically, bang in the window. You think, shit, something's wrong. Oh, there's no one there. Oh, don't know what that was. And just carry on with your day. No.
What happened there was, right, dude, that was crazy.
That was crazy,
That was
bro.
like, dude.
It's like, oh, it must
And
be the
she's
wind.
like, I can't hear anything, dude.
You've awoken the
That's
dragon.
It's like, how did you just brush that off?
The dragon slumbers again.
The dragon slumbers tonight.
The top comment was literally was.
You
Honestly, it was good because a lot of people
awoken me from
called
my
out
slumber.
the same thing and just said, not sure if I could simply brush that off. And then somebody said, lol, what the fuck? The ghost is screaming, and when you try to help, it says, soz, never mind.
My bad, bro. I'm
Yeah.
bringing it into
Oh,
it.
wrong house, my bad, bro.
bro.
So yeah, that's why I picked that one, because I just love the way it abruptly ends.
What we've learned from that segment, everyone who's listening, if you're still listening,
Of
is
course,
that
God, these stories are thrilling.
Reddit stories are fucking shit.
Yes.
Maybe we'll do more on a comedy segment over spooky story segment.
Yeah, it
But
went from being spooky to literally just us laughing for about fucking.
if we get 1 like, we will do horror videos, scary ghosts caught on camera, and we will debunk them.
Anyway, the next segment is kind of like a 2-thing segment. So we got to talk roughly about the Grammys, and then obviously we're going to go into Kanye.
What is that? Is it a spotlight on some shenanigans?
Shenanigans!
I only got shenanigans to get the
I'll do it again. Ready? Spotlight shenanigans! There we go. That's where it is. Rock, brother, rock.
Whoa, don't drop your child on the tiles.
Get in,
No.
this is rocking, brother. This is Spotlight shenanigans. So we got to talk about the Grammys, okay? So there was a couple of weird moments in the Grammys, and there was a couple of good moments in the Grammys. Okay, so let's talk about the good moments first of all. I know, Luke, James, you're not very knowledgeable about what happened in the Grammys. I'm assuming.
So I normally watch highlights. I have not got around to it yet. I don't watch TV. I'm not paying TV license. I'm not asked. Right?
Whoa!
But
Get after him, TV license.
I don't want you. You can't touch me. You can't touch me. Anyway, I don't watch it.
Yeah, there's a couple of good highlights and a couple of bad highlights. So, for example, for me, a very good thing, I'm a very big fan of Sabrina Carpenter, mainly because she's hot. But
we pull up his desktop background. Right here. Please, right here.
Cut that. That's not going in. Cut that. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Sabrina Carpenter, and she won 2 Grammys. Fantastic. There was a lot of argument that Billie Eilish got snobbed from the Grammys because she lost to Beyonce. Now, my opinion on Beyonce winning the Grammys is that 1, she doesn't deserve it, and 2, she knows shit.
With the conspiracy, we will hold off on a conspiracy tier list. No, we won't. We're not going to do another tier list for that.
For me, Beyonce shouldn't have won that Grammy anyway, but she knows.
What has she done? She was on X Factor, and then that was it. Like famous.
Are you sure?
No, I know.
She's done a bit more than that.
I'm on the wrong one.
That's definitely going out as a short because all the Beyonce fans are going to go nuts.
No, wait.
You know who Beyonce is, James?
Wait. I know who Beyonce is. I can't remember.
Just leave it there.
I can't. Hold on. I cannot remember why she got famous initially. Like what it was that brought her fame.
Hey, music. That's how she got famous, mate.
Doing what?
She's married. She's
On
married.
what?
Singing, but she's got married for singing. How can you not know Beyonce songs? You fucking stupid.
I'm thinking of someone else. I must be thinking of someone else. 2 seconds. Oh, hey.
Should we just save you from this hole that you're digging deeper?
This is getting embarrassing.
No. I am in on this.
No, you aren't. You aren't in on this at all because you know who Beyonce is, you fucking idiot.
I know who Beyonce is.
She was in Destiny's Child, which is like one of the biggest girl group bands ever. And she also married Jay-Z, who was like one of the biggest rappers ever.
He's also one of the possible.
Allegedly.
I'm on about someone else.
Allegedly.
I'm on about someone else. Hey, I raised my hand.
Yeah,
I was wrong.
As soon as you said X Factor, I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then when she got famous from something else, that's Kim Kardashian you're thinking of, who got famous from
it's not. No, I wasn't thinking of the sex tape. It was shit anyway. But.
Well,
you got famous, can't be that bad.
You're bringing your own personal preference into this.
I thought Ray J did really well in it, to be honest.
All right, you gotta cut that. You gotta cut what he just said. You have to.
No.
You have to cut that. You have to cut that. No, you cut that, or we include his Chinese, fucking Japanese song in the next
Well, when
video.
you just said Ray J done fantastic. Ray J was
That was
the
a
person who was in
compliment.
there. Yeah. Ray J is the person she was having sex with.
Hey.
Again, proving you don't know
Time
nothing
back
about
in.
what we're talking about.
You
Time
can't
back
even
in,
big up
time
a black
back in.
man anymore.
Hey. I don't cut that. Never mind. Hey. Time in. Someone say it right. Sexy gal.
Sexy girl. Yeah, no, you've got confused with Beyonce there.
I have.
Okay, so
I do know some of the conspiracy things. I misunderstood of how she got famous. I do know of Beyonce and who he is
The
and what he
Beyonce, I
does.
have heard of her.
who he is.
He runs Hollywood.
The
all
one
of
that they
Hollywood.
call Beyonce.
So basically, she's never actually won a Grammy before for her albums, even though, like, for example, for me, she lost to Adele.
But everyone thanks her. I want to thank Beyonce.
Yes, well, she lost to Adele the one year that Beyonce actually deserved to win a Grammy when she released Lemonade, fantastic album, right? She actually lost to Adele, okay? And the 1 year where she doesn't actually deserve to win, and there's a lot of shady shit going on around her, she somehow manages to win. Now, in my eyes, it's a bit weird because even like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift, can't stand Taylor Swift. However, her album was so big compared to Beyonce's. Like, it was like world renowned bigger. And
yeah, but you hang on. I want to intervene here. World renowned bigger for white women.
Okay, let's cut that because you can't say that.
Beyonce or Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, right, okay. No, we can trash on Taylor Swift. That's fine.
If you take away, I think what you mean is if you take the word white away and put single women, then yes.
No, it's white women music.
It is white.
Like not even in a good way. It's white women. It's white women music who think they're better than everyone else and they listen to fucking Taylor on the radio.
Halo.
Right.
Taylor Swift
I'm
is
sorry,
trash.
and it's shit, but she's white women music. It's dog shit.
Okay, yeah, T-Swizzle shit. Anyway,
Have you seen the videos of Taylor Swift wiping snobs from her fucking nose and wiping
I don't give a shit.
in
I don't give a shit about that. That's nothing to do with this.
Weirdest wank I ever had.
Anywho, what I'm trying to say is that Beyonce won for a reason, and I think we're not going to see much of Beyonce after this year, right? At the end of this year, Beyonce is going to be a cancelled woman, right? And that's all I'm saying. And then, obviously, the great news of the Grammys is
Kanye's a racist.
no, well, I was saying Sabrina Carpenter won 2 Grammys. So that was like, and she deserved every single one because she is absolutely amazing. And I promise you now,
it's desktop here. Desktop. Drop his desktop here.
Desktop. But it's not because I'm head to toe in love with her. That's not nothing to do with that. It is the fact that she is actually fantastic. And let's now go on to what the man said himself is the most Googled thing at this moment in time. It is Kanye West.
Before we do, there is one thing I'd like to mention. One highlight that I thought was pretty good from the Grammys was Kendrick Lamar won 5 Grammy Awards for the Not Like Us diss track against Drake.
Yes, he did actually.
He won Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Music Video, and Best Rap Song and Best Rap Performance.
Now Drake is like
Best rap.
Like Drake tried to sue him.
He's on a losing streak.
Yeah, Drake tried to sue him over it, and then it never went to court because he didn't have a leg to stand on. And then he tried to sue the company that like the music company that
UMG.
Yeah, and he tried to sue them to say that they like made people listen to it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, unless you listen to Radio 1 and the people...
Unless they steal phones. Like, I'm playing this song on your phone. I'm not stealing it. I'm borrowing it for a song. It's
even
like...
even if they did, that's called marketing. Like, they would have done that for him anyway. You know, just everywhere on Spotify and wherever.
Drake is, famously quite dodgy. Remember, like, he was messaging Billy Bobby Brown when she was like 14, 15?
Yeah, no, she was a minor
Yeah, Billie Eilish was another one when she was under 18. He was messaging her. You know, like quite famously, he's been a bit weird. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Drake's music. I like Drake's old stuff, but he is a bit weird.
He is a weirdo.
Wait, I have something to add.
Wait, I haven't finished my
want
point yet,
silent-
because the highlight
oh,
of the Grammys, of what I thought was, when they announced that Kendrick was the winner and he was going up to the stage. Normally, when you play the song, you play the chorus, the hook, because that's the most memorable part. The bits that they played was the line "trying to strike a chord," and it's probably A minor in a reference to his paedophilic actions, and the whole crowd sang along with it. And like Taylor Swift and Beyonce's dancing with it. Like Drake is going down. He's on the losing streak.
The thing is, right, when you watch like the award shows, they try not to swear, and then they done the exact same thing with Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
And it was the bit they played the bit when she goes, "It's espresso." No, it's not espresso. It's please, please, please. And it says, what's the please, please? It's like someone fucking something. And then instead of just playing like the bit of the song that didn't say that, they just played that part. And you can just tell someone in the fucking editing room's like,
But yes,
Okay,
Drake continues to take L's. Carry on.
But obviously, let's get into the main bit, the most Google bit about the Grammys, as the man said himself, Kanye West. Now, I used to love Kanye.
Yay.
Yay, sorry. I used to love Kanye back in the day.
Hitler.
Yeah, Hitler, as they call him now. But I used to like Kanye West back in the day. I liked his music.
Yeah, power.
He had actually some
good albums,
good ideas when it came to like production. Right. He had some fantastic albums
before he's a racist.
But he's been off the rails since him and Kim broke up anyway.
Yeah, I've always said that pussy must have been good, because like it hasn't gone right since.
Yeah. I remember my favorite point of Ye was when like they just broke up, and he used to like slag off Pete Davidson a lot. And but my favorite bit is when he said that Kim had like a toilet problem that she was always shitting, and there was like a screenshot, and it was like she was basically saying, "Can you please take off all like the messages?" And then he just replied with, "I bet you're messaging me this off the toilet right now."
Yeah, he's like, off the meds.
He's about recent, like, so if you aren't familiar with what happened, basically Kanye West and his girlfriend weren't actually invited to the Grammys. They just showed up. And what happened was she was wearing quite a revealing outfit where you could see her titty bojangles and her clacker.
Genitalia.
Yes, and basically they were standing on the red carpet and they kind of standing there for a bit. And then Kanye kind of gave her like a nod to go do it now. And then she done it, and then everyone could see it. And
clacker. What was it, Dobbins? What did she do?
A clacker. She took.
So what was she wearing?
I've already said. If you were listening, I've already said.
No, you went. She was wearing a very real outfit.
I've literally just said.
No, mate, you missed the most important.
How many of those fucking IPAs have you had? I've literally just said.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is my ninth.
Yeah,
this is my
exactly.
One.
I just said. So
maybe you did.
But what happened was, so they weren't actually invited to the Grammys. They just showed up to the red carpet, and then they then just got escorted out.
Oh wait. But what did Kanye say on Twitter?
He's said some mad shit, right? So he's gone back on. He's gone back to his anti-Semitism himself. As you saw from a podcast the other week, he's very much agreeing with Elon Musk. Weirdly, I don't know why that's the thing. I don't know why he's agreeing with him randomly. But I would not say a favorite thing, but the funniest thing he said, because he's clearly just trying to be a dick, is when he said he turned down like 3 Make-A-Wish Foundation photos. So he's going through like this whole anti-Semitism rant about how much he hates Jewish people, and then he goes, "Oh, by the way, I turned down 3 Make-A-Wish Foundation photos this week. That's the kind of bloke I am. I'll show him. Fuck you.
I'm
all
evil
these
to the
dying
core.
kids. I want a photo of you." Also, what kids are out there like? Kanye's always been like a big thing, like, but what kids are out there going, oh, do you know, my dying wish is to meet Kanye West. Who's
Well, anyone who isn't
saying that?
Jewish, apparently.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. But yeah, he's mental. But
Yeah,
have
you
you
said
seen-
some shit on Twitter, on X.
So after the Grammys, did you see like the first thing? So he was like silent on Twitter and Instagram for a long time. Instagram seems to be his favorite thing now. But what he done is he was silent for a bit, and then after it happened, that's all he posted was the pictures of people googling Kanye and his missus's name, and he basically said like the reason he done it is because he's now like the most Googled thing in the world, and like he is now got a platform for him to speak because he is like the most famous person. When really everyone's just no one's googling for you, mate. Everyone's just trying to see your wife's tits. That's what's going on.
I
He gives a
also,
shit about you.
the most Google thing on it, it's got to be Google.
If you have not noticed, James is very drunk towards the end of this podcast.
Do you know what? The worst part is I'm not actually that bad.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, genuinely. I could be
But
worse.
it was.
I will get worse. It's getting there.
Yeah, well, he's just gone fucking AWOL, man. He's just gone absolutely AWOL. Like, what do you think about it?
I was going to say, do you want me
opinions.
to read some of the tweets that he put up? So we've got.
I would like you to do it. Do you like in the reading voice you done your Reddit one for when we were about like the rocking fucking thing? Let's do it. Let's have that.
Maybe send
I'm leaving the chair back.
Right, from the great Kanye himself. He has said, I love Hitler. Now what, bitches?
Hey, straight to it. I like it. Do you think, right, genuinely, do you think he's doing this because this is his genuine beliefs? Or do you think he's doing it because he knows he just gets traffic?
Traffic.
But he lost his easy deal, though, for it. I think this is just a genuine mental breakdown.
Right, so he lost his Yeezy deal to Adidas, okay, but then he started his own Yeezys basically, and they sell more of his now than Adidas sold of theirs. And he basically started it by going, "It's my own company," and like sold them at half the price of Yeezys, and now they make more than Adidas do.
I think it's just it's the only way he knows how to stay relevant. Because when's the last album he's
more than
come
Adidas
out?
do? Yeah, sorry. What I wanted to put out is they make more than Adidas do on the Yeezy range, not just in Adidas's whole. But yeah, well, the last album he released wasn't it like really churchy, or was that the one previous? I used to like Kanye, but I haven't listened to a new album
was
for a
Jesus
long
King
time.
in 2019, then it was Donda 2021. And he's released 2 albums called Vultures 1 and 2 in 2024.
Vultures 1 and 2. Donda was the Vultures 1 was the last one I listened to. Sorry. However, I'm pretty sure I think it was Vultures 1 and 2 originally. So he released, and I thought it was a genius idea. He released this thing called a stem player. I don't know if you guys know about it. It's about this big. It looks like a breast silicone implant. But what it was his own like music streaming service. But what you'd do is you'd get the song, you'd upload it to this device through the software, and then you had 4 volume knobs, and you could do the drums, the vocals, and stuff to isolate each part of the song. And it could be any song. No, it done really well, but the only problem it failed on was the fact that you had to have his streaming service, which was ridiculously expensive, and it didn't have half as much as like anything else, because obviously AI has to look at the song. And, you said even more. Oh, what's he else?
So you've said, I love being a N-word and saying the word Hitler out loud. It's with all the billions in the world. Then he put another tweet saying, Hail Elon, with Elon doing the salute.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but no. To be fair though, as a lot of Elon Musk supporters say, that wasn't a Nazi salute.
It's true.
So, Kanye's got that wrong.
He said any N-words that don't like Trump is a F-word, a homophobic slur.
That's terrible.
He's
such an art. The thing is, and this is the problem with Ye, right? Like I said, I used to really like Ye a lot. I used to love him, but he is just I think he doesn't actually believe half of this. He's just doing it because it's keeping him popular and
Yeah,
relevant.
no, I agree.
And I bet you now, in the next couple of weeks, he'll release something. And that's why he's doing this,
Yeah.
because he's getting all the people looking at it. He'll either release more like Yeezy or Ye's shit, or he'll release another album. And that's the whole point of this, is to hype him up. But
I
the thing
agree.
is, he's mental. Do you remember that?
Always an anti-Semite.
Do you remember that Ellen interview we done when he compared himself to Walt Disney? Do you remember that?
Not
Do you
the
ever
next
guys?
thing
Do you
you
guys ever
could
see
be.
that?
Yeah.
And basically, he went on Ellen and he walked in going, "What's up, motherfucking gang?" He walked in and he just sat there like all seriously, and then he was like, "I'm a creationist. I'm an illusionist," and he basically went, "I'm like Walt Disney. I got things in my mind." It's like, bro, you are fucking mental. You need help. He's always been a bit, not all day.
What
Even
drugs
when he
has
was
he
going
been
out
on?
with Kim, I feel like Kim suppressed him so much, like to
Must
not
have,
say
yeah.
shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It must have been Kim's like team though, as well as Kim. It must have been Kim's team going like, "Hey, Kanye, you can't fucking say but that's fucking mental."
Yeah.
Like, you
I
need
think
to
it's quite
fucking
sad
calm
because it's
down on
like
that.
he's had such a profound impact on hip hop, like not just like like songwriting, but like production wise and all. And he's, his albums are some of the greatest of all time, and now he's completely tarnished his legacy.
Agreed. Yeah, yes, because he like you said, he's had some fantastic album. Like for me, Black Skinhead is one of my favorite songs. I fucking love that song. And the one he done with JC, I'm not going to say the name of the song, but I fucking love that song as well. Do you know what I mean?
There's a
But
tune.
like that, well, to be fair, that album in general with him and
Church in
Jay-Z,
the Wild. That's
and now
another
those
banger.
two people, yeah, and it's like Jay-Z and Kanye are now just like two names you don't really want to be talking about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
And Beyonce.
but then that's kind of the thing, isn't it? And
Beyonce.
but that's kind of the thing. That's and Beyonce, and that's why, right? I bet anyone out there, and this is why you never have a tattoo of a celebrity,
Yes.
because if
Philip
shit like this
Schofield
happens,
right here.
Philip Schofield.
Philip Schofield. Well, I was just about to say not Philip Schofield, but there was a bar that was pretty much in Ireland, and they had loads of Conor McGregor shit up. I don't know if you don't know. If you don't know what happened, he got accused of raping a woman, and he went to thing, blah blah. And they had to basically like rebrand their whole bar because it was all branded on Conor McGregor. Like, just don't rely on fucking people, because people fuck up. People aren't fucking good people, And a lot of these people, money influence them to do terrible fucking things. So it's like, don't get a tattoo of a famous person. Like, I know someone who had a Lost Profits tattoo. That's not a tattoo you want to be keeping.
You have to look at me.
Like all the people who had Michael Jackson tattoos.
He's innocent.
Allegedly.
Innocent until guilty. As Michael Jackson once said, he's never had any form of plastic surgery ever. Right?
No.
He's never had any ever.
And it also doesn't
Michael
matter
Jackson,
if you're black or white.
It doesn't. Anyway, towards the end of this, so this has been the Go On podcast this week. It's been a bit of a fucking mental one, to be honest.
Slightly
It has been
derailed
a
one.
fucking mental one.
Wait, before we end, shall we display what we have drank?
We did at the start.
I don't want to. No, is it like what he has drunk so far? We now know you've drunk 9 cans of Corner.
That number is 10. Now,
I've drunk 7 cans of Stella.
Well, shall I make this 11?
Oh, someone's got to do it. We haven't done the fucking thing of
Luke has yet to do the foul drink.
Luke is yet.
Luke, is somebody going to be drinking whiskey?
Bear with me.
Have some links. Have some links.
Have some links. Like they did in primary school.
Is he going down all that? You ain't going down all that.
He's not going down all that.
What I'm going to do,
He's going to have a hefty swing.
I'm going to down all this. I think I'll do like a combo. Some of this and some of this.
How about Luke?
Oh, yeah, go on.
You drink until I stop drinking.
No,
because you'd be all right.
No, I'll be dead.
Mix the beer and Moretti with that.
I've only got one more crate left.
Mix the beer and Moretti with the honey jack. but like a decent and whack. A little bit more
Yeah,
than that.
right, as a sip. Come on. And
Okay, I'm happy with that.
no,
I'm happy with that.
no, one more smidgelin.
Tiny bit more.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I'm happy with that. Down there, boy.
So everyone, this has
Mix it up
been
a
the
bit.
Go Ham podcast. Thank you very much for listening. And we're going to close out with Luke.
Spewing.
He's really going to town on that mixing. Get that down, you boy. All in one. No, come on.
All in one. Now I get it down, you.
Oh. Thank you for watching.
This has been the Go On podcast. Thank you very much for watching. It's derailed towards the end, but we'll see you all soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.
Peace. Bye.